Yes, I love the way the sun has decided to show up for this full moon in Leo that we're having. Whew. Let the light in. Find a way to let light in to your own perception of yourself. Be willing to see and interact with your own shadow. Be willing to see yourself truly as you are. Be willing to love yourself truly as you are. Be willing to make adjustments. Adjustments will be required. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising. Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything. Over there are weekly readings, daily readings, all kinds of spiritual content, depending on which tier you choose and whatnot. For free content, check out my Instasham at justj_everything, TikTok at justjeverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. Of course, I did not bring my water, but I'm still going to encourage you to hydrate. What are we talking about in Aquarius season? Practicing what you preach. It's in the other room. I've been drinking like 4 freaking 24-ounce cups of freaking water a day. Light it if you got it. Hydrate. So we create a safe space. Got some vibes going. Leo is all about creativity, self-expression, and music is one of those tools. Because we're creating a safe space for our benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, divinely aligned messages for this full moon in Leo that we're having on February 5th, 2023. Look at me getting stuff out early. I know, I'm proud of myself. I'm just also taking in this sun. This is like the most direct sunlight I've had in like quite some time. So it's wild for the sun to be out right now. For those of you who live out west and who aren't getting as much sun as you know you need, I'm fighting every day to take my fucking vitamin D. I haven't taken it today. I haven't. And I know better. We all know better. But when you know better, you do better eventually at some point. So this full moon is happening because the sun in Aquarius is opposing, or it's more like this, the sun in Aquarius, Leo, the sun in Aquarius is opposing the moon in Leo and illuminating her. The light of the sun is illuminating the moon because of the way that the earth and they all line up. It's illuminating her to her fullest. And this feels primal. There's something primal about this full moon, and I hope that you tap into that. I hope you tap into your primal animalistic nature. I hope you find your inner lion, inner lioness. This also being Leo season, this is about the heart. Let's see. The color is gold. Yes, how appropriate. And this opposition that's coming up with the full moon, it's gonna ignite tension or present friction between Aquarius, I know, and Leo, I will. And that speaks to like what current narratives, logic, what current thought processes are getting in the way of you acting out or acting within your willpower. Heart-centered, what's getting in the way, what in your mind is getting in the way of your heart-centered action, or what self-limiting like thought process or what's thoughts of self-doubt are the root of these thoughts of the self-doubt that are getting in the way of your authenticity. It's time to balance, time to find balance between two extremes with this full moon phase. This full moons are not the time to manifest. This is a time to release. This is a time where emotions will be running high, especially with it being Leo, and Leos are fucking dramatic. So watch out for the drama, or watch out for perpetuating drama, or instigating drama, or, you know, igniting it. Yeah, watch out. And this is a double dose of the sun. I wrote that down. Double dose of the sun, triple dose of the sun power with the, you know, the full moon here, the opposition of the sun and the moon, and it being Leo. Leo was ruled by the sun. And look at all the sunlight. Oh my God, it feels so good on my skin. Even it's just coming through the window, it just feels so fucking good. I hope you get some of that. My mom told me, Leo, I saw it. My mom told me it's 85 degrees in Florida right now. I'm about to book a flight, honestly. Anyway, I should do that. And like I was saying, with it being a triple, apparently, dose of the sun, trust and believe there will be revelations and aha moments here. Things getting revealed. The fruit of your labor revealing itself. That's what happens during the full moon. And so, like I said before, this is happening on February 5th, 2023 at 1:28 p.m. Eastern Time at 16 degrees Leo. And you know I got to hit you with the handy dandy. Let's find it. I don't know if no, I didn't pre-mark this for myself. So, Leo. If that's Aquarius, then Leo should be here, yes. 16 degrees Leo. And you can find this online for yourself, but Elias Lonsdale, brilliant man, this is his description of the 16th degree of Leo. A red-faced man, tears running down his cheeks. He is laughing convulsively. In the warp between the worlds, being a representative of one world in the midst of another and being almost invisible, tending to disappear off screen and reappear somewhere else, transported by a special destiny, slipping by the border guards. As the uproar happens, the deep observer looks on at the role the self is playing, which is so incongruous to who one is truly. But the karmic instructions are to play along, and later all shall be revealed. This is a very peculiar soul condition, taking all the loose ends and finishing them off to be sprung in a different realm at last. To be sprung into a different realm at last. In the warp between the worlds. Very Aquarian. Being a representative of one world in the midst of another and being almost invisible. That feels like, I don't know why that gave me an image of like an alien coming down here and like almost no one even noticing. Some of you, and that also just makes me think of the black sheep is a new it girl. The black sheep is a new it person. There is something about your uniqueness, your weirdness, your charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. They like you, cunt kid. Anyway, this is a very peculiar soul condition. Taking all the loose ends and finishing them off to be sprung into a different realm at last. Makes me also think of the Lionsgate stuff that we've been talking about. These like shifts and jumps in time and like coming out on the other end. I feel like what you were wishing for last Leo's gate, last Leo season, that stuff is starting to come into fruition. So if you, hopefully you kept some kind of a journal, and if, or you know, marking of it, and if you did, I definitely would suggest like going in and like rereading that, going back, revisiting that stuff for yourself. This full moon is really asking you, like, what's keeping you from living your life to the fullest? How can you, like, go for the gold? You know, where can you shoot your shot? And let's dive in and ask. So, relax, prepare, get in that. Get in that receptivity mode as we ask for access. Please show us what's keeping us from living life to the fullest. A little stack came in. The Hermit, the Lovers, the Fool. Damn. All right. With that, the bottom of the deck, there's the Nine of Wands reversed. So, honestly, what's keeping you from living life to the fullest is you. The binds, the holds that you put on your spirit, that you put on your capacity, that you put on your agency, that you put on your power. The way that, like, it's like we almost let society and we let our surroundings dictate what we're capable of. What's keeping us from living life to our fullest is also from tapping in to the resources that are all around us. Our friends, our spirit, our intuition, our passion, our fire is our life force, our spirit. Your sexual energy is your life force. Your Reiki, your Kundalini, that's that, like, hey, that's like your life force inside of you. And so it's time to get a firmer footing on your connection. Get it, being able to manipulate that, to be able to tap into it, to be able to touch your spirit, to familiarize yourself with the sensation of your spirit, touching your physical energy, learning how to identify what it is. That's what I mean by touching it. Learning how to identify what your physical, spiritual, and sexual energy, what that shit feels like inside of you, so that you can actively and intentionally harness it into something. What's keeping us from living life to the fullest is our own concept of, like, loneliness, or lack of letting ourselves, our higher selves, dictate where we're going. I feel like for some of us, we're not trusting our own inner counsel. I feel like a lot of us, what's keeping us from living life to our fullest, for some of us, it's relationships. For some of us, it's this hyper prioritization of romantic love. For some of us, it's the emotional baggage that the divine's been begging us to go inward, to communicate with ourselves, the divine, to communicate with our own emotions, to educate ourselves on our emotions, to learn our emotions, so that we can properly unpack what no longer is serving us, lay to rest what no longer is serving us, and stop being groupies and keep it fucking moving, and get out there and start taking risks. Some of us are so afraid to leap. We're not living the life that we truly want because we're not risking. Some of us are out here doing it because we're willing to risk it all. And so I feel like there's some comfortability, there's some alone time that's going to be sacrificed. There's something about also sacrifices. All right, putting those back in, and let's see. Because also with Leo season, not Leo season, with this full moon in Leo, there's something here about going for the gold, you know, and like, how can you go for the gold? This is a general reading, so it's different for everybody, but how can you go for the gold? 5 of Wands, and then the 5 of Cups. So how you can go for the gold is to start transmuting your conflictual energy into establishing a new foundation, into establishing yourself as an authority in your life. It's time to harness all this energy that you've put into resolving drama, all the energy you're putting into crying over the spilt milk. It's time to harness that energy into who the fuck am I and what am I ready to do about it? What's my relationship to authority, to discipline? Can I create a plan and stick to it? Am I reliable? Can I rely on myself? Can I rely on the people that I'm currently surrounding myself with? How are the people that I'm surrounding myself with contributing to my internal conflict, or, you know, benefiting from my internal conflict? Possibly for some of you, there are people around some of you who just like, they know that whenever you get into a certain mood, you're more generous, or you're more like this or that. Like, some people I feel like are taking advantage. I don't know. You know who you are. I feel like it's like whenever you get low, you get a certain way, and or you may get conflictual or dramatic or melodramatic in some sort of way, and it just feels like don't let yourself be manipulated. It's just how that feels. And I also feel like how you can go for the gold is to start creating some more structure for yourself. It's time to like tap into your instincts. It's time to tap into like why you're not trusting yourself. Where is the root of that? It's also could for some of you being like unlocking some wound with the father or the paternal side of the family, or like self-fathering, self-parenting. Some of you didn't have a father or didn't have a coach, and you had to do it yourself. You had to figure out how to like become yourself on your own, how to discipline yourself on your own, and you're maybe having to go through that again, where you're having to just do stuff, like do it on your own for yourself. So how you can go for the gold is really starting to figure out, how can I be methodical? How can I be consistent? How can I create or how can I make something, initiate? What do I need to initiate? It's time to harness that initiatory energy in life. Also, some of you, there are people who are perpetuating drama in your life, or perpetuating you feeling like shit in some sort of way. And I'm just going to say it. You need to like cut it. It's time to be done. It's time to be done. All right. And also another thing with this being Leo season, I mean, the season of the, I mean, why am I saying Leo season? Fucking Leos, they, you know, it's like all about them. Like they just like come in and suck all the energy, all the attention. And so there is something about, with this being a full moon in Leo, like what's keeping you from putting your whole heart into something? You know, or what do you need to put, that's what I like. What do you need to put your whole heart into? What do we need to put our whole heart into? It's going to be different for everybody, but take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Interesting. Y'all saw me shuffle and the same cards just came out. Except for it's the Knight of Swords, 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups. So what you need to put your whole heart into is this very Aquarian season, radical freedom fighting shift of the mind. Put your whole heart into leaving behind what you think you know about yourself. See, I already said I thought. What you thought you know about yourself. What you thought you knew about your capabilities. What you thought you knew about your love life. What you thought you knew about your passion. What you thought you knew about your future. Put your whole heart into changing your mind, changing your perspective, going in a different direction. Clearing away the old programming, fighting negative, like doing your part to really dive into the alchemy that is mind over matter. and willing, like actively, intentionally redirecting every thought. For some of you, you have these negative, repetitive negative thoughts, and you're going to have to start fighting with your spoken words, saying things out loud to counteract these really negative thoughts. That's how we train. That's how we reroute our mind. That's how we acquire dominion over our thoughts. You have to be intentional, and you have to like be willing to slow down in your mind and like, nope, that's it. You can start to, if you pay attention and slow down, turn the music off, turn the TV off, turn the text notifications off, you'll start to be able to like pay attention to your thoughts, and you can hear and feel when shit derails. When the train goes off the tracks, you can identify it. And that's when it's like, nope, that's not what we're doing. We're not going down that train of thought. So instead of the like, I'm so stupid, it's just like, I haven't discovered. Thank you body and self and soul and spirit for being patient with me while I discover my wisdom, while I discover my education, while I discover and develop my intellect. I may not know what I want to know, but I will know what I need to know. That just came out of my spirit, bitch. Ooh. Excuse me. Yes. Okay. So it's time to put your whole heart into the changing of your mind, into the identification of what is like sour, I hear. And it's almost like identifying the virus in your programming. So you can fucking delete that code. Delete that and welcome in and make space for the new update. The Ace of Swords. All right, another question I wanted to ask is, what's dulling or dimming your shine? Because this is very much so a time to release whatever is holding you back from being your whole self. Whatever is dulling or dimming your shine. Let's see, you may not be able to see it. The Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor. What's dulling your shine is that you're trying to fucking control everything. For some of you, what's dulling your shine is you keep consulting everybody else as opposed to consulting yourself, or consulting the expert, or consulting, the wise ones around you. For some of you, you are what's keeping you from dimming, what's keeping you dull in some sort of way, or keeping you from stepping into your power, is that you're afraid of your power. Or there may be people around you who are very powerful, very strong, and it's causing you to retract in some sort of way, or retreat in some sort of way. And it's time to figure out why. Do big personalities or people with big personalities, make you feel threatened in some sort of way? There could be some relationship or connection tied to someone with Sagittarius, Pisces, Aries, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements, tied to the dulling or the dimming of your shine in some sort of way. But ultimately, this has to do with control and consent, or like outdated sources of validation even. It's like some of you are like, you're trusting what the advice of other people just because they may be like a professional or they may be on point. It's like you're trusting, some of you are like giving too much weight to external sources of information versus reaching for your connection to the divine, the ultimate source, the ultimate advisor that's within you. And it's keeping you from tapping into your originality. It's that desire for control. It's time to determine what is in your lane, what's in your jurisdiction, and what is not in your jurisdiction. Tend to that. It's definitely time to put like your whole heart into your whole life. Because like feeling less or keeping yourself from feeling the full, spectrum of emotions isn't going to keep you from feeling pain. You closing yourself off, it's not going to keep you from feeling pain. It just means you're just not going to let the joys, the good be as good. Like, when I say find neutrality, I don't mean stay there. I feel like there's a new kind of neutrality, and that neutrality is that I'm open to feeling whatever comes up to be felt, because it's happening for me. It's happening for us. You know what I mean? That these emotions, these experiences, they're happening for us. Because if you try to like not feel all the joy, or not feel as much pain, and just stay in the middle and just stay neutral, it's it's not gonna save you in any way. If anything, you just are left with regret for not letting the good be as good as it was trying to be. And we are not in any way going to evade or avoid pain. It's happening for us. We need that contrast, because that's where we learn to alchemize. That's where we learn to turn our internal lead into fucking gold. That's where we turn our dark into light. Because that's what we're, like, you know, here to learn how to do. And the dark is not bad, and the dark is not good, and the light is not bad, and the light is not good. There is, like, there's no such thing as good or bad. When you really, like, zoom out. And so, with this full moon, is there any specific thing that needs to be released? What needs to be released is previous betrayal and heartbreak. It's time to put in work on discarding unnecessary negative thoughts. What needs to be released is this hopelessness, the will I ever love again? Will I ever have this? Will I ever be happy? Of fucking course. Yes, absolutely. And I'm sorry you can't see it right now, or for some of you, you may not feel it right now, but this is just a cycle, babe. Of course, there will be another high, but trust and believe that we have the experience we expect, and our self-image dictates our experience. So if you're out here just thinking, I'm not lovable, no one will ever love me, I'll never be, watch your subconscious mind affirm that and attract you to interaction after interaction that affirms that belief. That's what we're doing. What you're needing to release is your current relationship to your sleep cycle, or your meditation cycle, or your prayer cycle. You're needing to pray more, sleep more, relax more, create more safe space. You're needing to do whatever needs to be done to process this internal pain, heartbreak, disappointment, so that you can establish a new mental foundation and really be done with the like old, emotionally unbalanced, insecure version of yourself. There may be somebody with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements that it's time to say goodbye to. Maybe somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements. Someone that I feel like if you're going back and forth with them, or someone, maybe you're making this person feel like an option, or they make you feel like an option, or there's been some sort of like betrayal or shady behavior, or like, if something feels fucking off, it is. Let it go. Period. All right. And so with this full moon, what don't we see coming? Please show us, what don't we see coming with this full moon in Leo? Leo, February 5th, 2023. What don't we see that's coming in? What don't we see? The end. Profound transformation. Maybe a Scorpio. and rebirth. Maybe someone with Taurus or Libra placements. Or the end of a connection with a Scorpio, Taurus, or Libra. What don't we see coming? What we don't see coming are these opportunities to really like change. What we don't see coming are these opportunities for like a new foundation. Stability in the spirit, stability in money. But we've got to let go of our lack or scarcity mindset. There is a new relationship or a metamorphosis with someone with Scorpio, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements. I do feel like they're really fun times to be had with someone with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements. I feel like there is a lot of possible like anxiety or clinginess or possessiveness or fear or scarcity attached around someone with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements. But all of that can be undone with the reflection of the mind, the unbinding of the mind, the unbinding of the thoughts. But I also feel like some of you, the fucking writing's on the wall, and you know what you don't see coming is the clarity to turn your back on whatever you've been trying to control, or whatever has been trying to control you, whatever has been making you feel weak. The courage to unpack it, the courage to face it is coming in. There's this boost of willpower, a boost of healing, a boost of recovery. There may be somebody with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements that there is like this back and forth situation, or like a depth or in love, a deep connection, opportunities. There's just a lot of connections for stability, for love, for fun, but also I feel like there's an ending of a cycle in the realm of the mind. You've got to be willing to look at this Pisces or Scorpio, or this connection to this Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. It's time to also like see that there could just almost, I don't know why I just heard like bipolar or like emotional like roller coastery kind of things. I am not a professional. I am not out here trying to diagnose people, but there may just be, you may be seeing people bounce from like two different extremes, or multiple, extremes in some sort of way. You may be witnessing this within yourself, which is why, stability is really important in getting stable and grounded and providing for yourself, so that you, and doing your work, so that you can attract in equal exchange and equal connection and fun and friendship and fairness. But I do feel like there is something about like a willingness to see, a willingness to feel, a willingness to change, a willingness to recover, a willingness to acknowledge what is excess, what needs, or what's an addiction, or what is numbing, or what there could be issues with vices here. I also feel like some of you, like you may be noticing that someone you're in love with, or someone you're like closely friends with, may be really struggling with mental health, addiction, or some sort of like recovery. And I feel like there's this boost of energy and influx of physical, spiritual, and sexual energy that's needed in order to overcome whatever obstacles are coming up. And if you do the work, you'll trust yourself in a way that like there's no coming back from, there's no turning back. You don't once you know you're capable of this, you'll never go backwards to this. So I feel like finally there is some sort of like learning from disappointments and pain, and you finally like acting on these new lessons, taking the road less traveled, graduating, understanding the power in your hands, the power you hold, to surrender, to let yourself be naked, to let yourself be led and poured into, to let yourself receive, to let yourself be moved to the point of choosing and believe, like choosing harmony and believing that you can experience peace in the realm of your mind, which will require you to actively put down your defenses. Actively put down your defenses and maintain the high ground that you've gained. And in order to do that, you'll have to put in work to acknowledging this initiation into a new way of thinking about yourself, a new understanding. Powerful truths will be spoken, powerful things will be understood, clarity will be acquired, and it will generate union. New clarity will generate new union. I love you. You got this.